people's true state of the nation address on behalf of the Filipino youth and students around the world. We are livid towards the Duterte administration, whose corruption and lies have been executed at the expense of the livelihood of Filipino youth. During the COVID-19 pandemic, there has been little to no educational and financial support for students, making online education impossible. Under this administration, more than 170 Lumad schools have been closed, taking away the right to education for many indigenous students in the southern Philippines. The youth are feeling hopeless about their future. How will they graduate? How will they find jobs?
The results of Investigate PH so far are clear. The Duterte regime is using state machinery to commit grave violations of the rights of the Filipino people to life, livelihood, development, and peace. To this we say, shame!
I reached out to several SCM members in preparation to write this statement. As I heard back from Kedge, a member of SCM Philippines, he told me that as I was asking about this, one of their projects got red tagged. He wants to say to you, quote, "Our prayers reflect the horrible health and socio-economic crisis the Filipino masses want to end, and the political system that they want to hold accountable. But even this daily expression of our faith is now being attacked. In his more than 5 years in office, attacks against church people have worsened. This is an affront to our religious expression, to let our faith push us to serve God and His people. Duterte's regime marks a very un-Christian point in our history. Thus, from our prayers to our actions, it is our faith imperative to remove Duterte from his office and do not let any successor continue this bloody and tortuous rule." End quote. And so, I say with clear conviction that, from the ecumenical and Christian perspective, the Duterte administration needs to end. Student Christian movement is in solidarity with the Philippine masses, for the people united will never be defeated.
Today and always, we resist the violence of ongoing dictatorship, imperialism, and colonialism that erase our queer identities and promote the discrimination of our kapatids. Being loud, fighting for, and taking care of each other is our way to resist colonial, imperial, and fascist powers. From Turtle Island to the Philippines, we join our queer kapatids to fight for our healing and liberation.
As Filipino migrant workers, we keep both the Canadian and the Philippine economies running, and yet we are neglected, unprotected, discriminated against. We experience racism and are used as scapegoats for the spread of the virus. While we worry for our survival here abroad, we also worry for our families and loved ones in the Philippines. Duterte calls us the heroes of the nation, and yet let us and our families suffer.
As youth and part of the Filipino diaspora, we can do something. We can contribute to change. Whether that be through disseminating information, overseas absentee voting, everything counts. I am hopeful that the grave injustices to our people will come to an end soon.
Maraming salamat po at mabuhay ang sambayanang lumalaban.